Does this kind of help pinpoint a little bit of why maybe there's some conflict in your life and in your relationships? Because the people that overreact oftentimes are married to who? People who underreact. Isn't it so devious how it works that way? Right? I mean, literally one of my favorite early clients was a couple, or a lady that came in. I saw them as a couple later. And she had just come out of a bad relationship. And she met the guy. The guy, right? It was perfect. And one of the ways she qualified it, I kid you not, was, he can complete my sentences for me. So when they came in together, a year later, what do you suppose the complaint was? I can't even get my sentences complete. That's married life. We usually meet, fall in love, and are attracted to what's different from us. So usually you can use this truism of what draws us together is also what's going to drive us crazy eventually. The person that likes to save marries someone that's usually a little more free-willing. Budget conversations in the Allen household used to be very, very contentious on my part. And usually the contention was, I just won't talk about it. Well, I'm married to a really, really smart woman who figured out the best way to get Dr. Allen to have a conversation about budget talk is on 15-hour road trips. Because I can't go anywhere. But she's even smarter because she adds to it the equation at the beginning of, she pulls out, this happened going across western Kansas, she pulls out a notepad. Where do we want to be in 5 years? What kind of trips do you want to do 5 years from now? What about 10? What about 20? What if we could live anywhere in the world? Where would you want to live? And this gets me, oh yeah. And so she's getting this list. And then this woman pulls out another notepad. Well, we're going to need a budget for that. Let's go ahead and map it out. I'm like, and seriously, we're driving along. Nicely played. Nicely played. But it's also one of those things now that I grew up in a family where money was secret. It was not talked about. And anytime it was very, very tense. Hated the conversation. You could feel it. She grew up in a household that was much more open. Plus, she's a CPA. So what does a guy that's secret with money do? He marries a CPA. Brilliant. But one of the things that's changed is it's not as tense. It's not as contentious. And it actually has times where she'll come up, bring up the subject. I might react poorly. I overreact to it or I underreact to it. She steadies herself. And should we talk about this later? Or now? Well, no, we can do it. Let's go. I'll handle me. Let's go. And so now it's not as contentious. It's not as much of a gridlock issue as it once was. Because we can plan and align. And we can start to recognize the meaning she has on one thing isn't the same meaning I have on it. But that's okay. Because it's conflictual. But we're on the same path.